Excuse me. Welcome to Wednesday. Wednesday, February 5th. It's cold today. School got canceled. Freezing rain. The roads were slick. Just about everything in the Kansas City area has been closed today. So that kind of sucks. Whatever. So the boys at home, we're doing the homeschool thing at home. No homeschool academy today. So he gets some extra time to focus on his schoolwork and his homework with no class time today. But that means I don't have to go anywhere. I get to stay here in my cozy little office and do my office things. I have to have some client stuff I got to work on later today. Have a welcome home call from a lady who took a short but fun celebrity cruise out of Fort Lauderdale. And I'm going to find out how that went for her. What else do I have on my docket for today? I've got, I'm going to be working on setting up some ideas for a group trip to El Salvador for all the fans of the Bitcoin out there. It's going to be a Bitcoin group, and we will be doing, well, we'll see. There's no plans set in stone yet. There are only ideas and discussions going on, but setting up a trip to El Salvador to check out Bitcoin Beach and everything cool that they have going on there. Nice tropical location with beaches in the Pacific Ocean. I mean, how can you go wrong with that, right? Am I wrong? No, I don't think so. I don't think I'm wrong on this one. Let's see here. See if I can find, let me pull up a map here. Look at El Salvador. Let's hear maps. Wait. Let's not do it that way. Let's do it up here. There we go. Let's see. What? Before I show everybody my neighborhood, let's go. There we go. Let's share that. El Salvador. Right there on the Pacific side of Central America, right next to Honduras and Guatemala, south of Mexico. Down San Salvador being the capital. So what other things we have going on down here? I got to look this stuff up anyway because we're going to be La Libertad, El Zante. These are the areas that I'm familiar with that are around the Bitcoin Beach area. So we will La Perla, Playa San Blas. This will be interesting to check all of this out and find out just where should we go? What should we do? I wonder if I put in Bitcoin Beach, if it'll locate that. Bitcoin Beach. See, yeah, it's our El Zante. Bitcoin Beach is in El Zante. There we go. So that's probably where we will be looking to have our hotels. Let's see here. See if what hotels they have down there. If there's anything that looks particularly promising. Interesting. All right. Well, we'll have plenty to look up later as it relates to Bitcoin Beach and the potential for a group trip to El Salvador. So that's kind of cool. I want to go to check that out. It would be a great place to consider for retirement to move on to. So we will look at that. So beyond that, I had a really disappointing conversation this morning. Well, it wasn't a conversation. I didn't actually talk to anybody. I had a friend of mine, Facebook friend, say a Facebook friend, we worked together back in the day, back when I worked in radio, and she's great. Got I think she is a great person. So I don't want this to come across as any sort of drag on her or her reputation, or when anybody I think anything negative about this person. Although I'm not even really going to mention her name, but at the end of the day, this was the back and forth that we had on Facebook, and you know we have very divergent political leanings, and so anyways, she's been, I mean, we've obviously had a lot of stuff going on in the last 2 weeks as it relates to that here in the United States, right? Politics have changed, the situation has changed, the people have changed, the actions are different. Lots of people are happy, many other people are not happy, are upset or despondent or distraught. And so my friend, she has been posting, making Facebook posts, um, and they're somewhat cryptic. They're never um, direct about anything specific or in particular, right? They're just general and cryptic, and you can tell that she's not I can't tell if she's distraught or if she's just not happy, or if like she is really troubled by all of this, right? And she knows that, her and I have diverging political viewpoints. And so I you know I reached, I sent her a message. I said, "Hey, I would love to talk to you about this because I just want to talk." I think the idea, it's like, you know, I just have a conversation. Not even here online, not even live streaming it. I mean, I would love to have that conversation live for lots of people to participate in, see, and discuss, right? Because at the end of the day, I put this forward because I think it's important that we start to try to actually have conversations, civil conversations, about all the different stuff, the spots where we disagree. We don't have to fight. We don't have to yell. We don't have to scream. We don't have to hate each other or anything else. Just have a conversation. And I don't need to have a conversation. I don't care if the bigger names, the more popular faces, if they have these conversations, right? I don't care. Um, it's those people are there to, you know, get a rise out of everybody. That's their job. Okay, fine. We can accept that. That's fine. That's just part of the world we live in these days, right? It's just part of that world. And so I don't care if those people get along. I don't care if those people, you know, come together on their shows and hash out their differences, because they're not really trying to hash out their differences. They're not even trying to they're each trying to win the moment when they're having those conversations online, on their radio shows, on their podcasts, on their cable news channel, whatever. I genuinely wanted to have a conversation with this Facebook friend of mine because I wanted to find out why she thinks I'm such a bad guy, because she knows I'm not. We just have differing opinions on certain issues. But I don't find that my opinions are so far out of the realm of normal discourse that we couldn't discuss them. I'm sure there are a few ideas that I have that are pretty freaking crazy, right? And that's not going to be you know, that's fine. I perfectly accept that I have some ideas that are rather crazy, right? I'm going to guess that she does too, and that's fine. But to ascribe motive to people because they have a difference of opinion, I think that is like at really at the end of things, like that's where we have our real issues. I went and got the mail earlier and I forgot to get the mail key out of my pocket. And if I don't put it in the right spot, it will be lost forever. So anyway, but I think that ascribing of motive is, you know, because you're basically inferring the other person's intentions, and I think that's a mistake. I don't think you should be inferring people's intentions just because they have a different opinion on how to handle a situation. I don't know. Anyway, so when I asked my Facebook friend to, I keep saying Facebook friend because I don't want it to be misconstrued that we're like somehow best buddies or we hang out all the time or any of that, right? We work together, we're friends on Facebook, we communicate every once in a while on Facebook, we're cordial. I get the impression we don't like each other, but you know, when her reply to me about just having a conversation was that because our politics differ, there is nothing to discuss. And that's disappointing. Even if we weren't going to do it here on this live stream, on this program, on this show, and we were just going to do it person to person, I found the idea to have merit and to have value because because if I can at least, you know, have that conversation with one person, I don't have to change the world, man. Just, you know, work on the smaller level here, to so people can, you know, look at their neighbor and be like, okay, you have a difference of opinion, but it's not like there's, you know, you the hate that is wanting to be ascribed both directions because of an opinion has gotten out of control. And I'm just a little disappointed that I couldn't have at least gotten a private conversation, maybe to answer some of her questions, about why, she doesn't understand a viewpoint. And instead of having a conversation to understand the differing viewpoint, her response is to no, not have the conversation. I'm just going to know how you feel about it because this is how I view people who have this opinion. It's kind of sad. It's a very superficial situation. So, look, if you're on my Facebook page, you're going to have a pretty good idea of how I feel about things. I try not to be, too much of a bomb thrower or too much of a I don't want my page to be all politics, but I'm also not silent about it. And I'm happy to have a conversation with anyone about any of the issues, about any of the it doesn't have to be on the show, but I would love to have you on the show. I'd love to have the conversation with you. It would be fun. It can be respectful, but at the end of the day, I want to get past this crap. I want to get past this crap. I don't want to have to pick my friends based on politics. I would much rather pick my friends based on what football team they're a fan of. Something stupid, right? I'd rather pick my friends based on what baseball team they're a fan of. You know, something fun. Pick my friends based on what music you like, what places you like to travel and visit, what you like to do in your spare time and your leisure time. The idea that because if if the politics are so divided that we can't be friends beyond those politics, then I mean that's basically like how we have we're basically different cultures at that point. That I mean, if the differences in how we see the world are so great, then that's fine. But let's not pretend like we're like on the same team or anything at that point in time. And I don't like feeling that way. So anyway, if you have questions about why people feel the way they feel, I would be more than happy to help have a conversation or facilitate a conversation um, to help provide some understanding for people. My Facebook friend, a few weeks, I don't know, maybe last week when a lot of the political news was flying, she had posted a post and about how she doesn't even know how to engage with some of these people because she can't differentiate between the sarcasm and the joking and their actual political opinions, and that these people need to have some effing grace. I don't necessarily disagree. However, I do think there should be a level of understanding as to why there's such a low degree of grace being granted and being extended to other people is because that grace wasn't extended to them the last time there was a change in power. And then at the same time, the time before that, there was not any grace extended to the people who did not win. Or, there was no grace extended from the people who won to the people who did not win. And it's been going back and forth like this for decades. And it only gets more and more extreme each iteration of it. We really have to get past that. So, part of why I wanted to have this brand and have this, and the reason and the motivation behind how I'm building this business is to help kind of move past that stuff. We can all enjoy a trip together, and we don't have to completely agree 100% and be best friends on every situation to know that we all can enjoy similar things, have, like the same things, and be friends with the main The main reason we're friends is not because of our politics. The main reason we're friends is because of our personal relationships with one another. You can't build those personal relationships online. You can't build those personal relationships without having face to face conversations, personal interactions, hearing the person's voice. These things have to happen. That's what I'm trying to generate here. So I hope in the coming weeks, months, whatever it might take, I hope that things will calm down, that my friend um, will it, be more open to having a conversation with me. I would really like to talk to her. I think we would have a good conversation. I think we could be polite to each other. So, all right. So that was that. I had to get that off my chest. That happened earlier this morning, and I've been thinking about it all day up till now. And, you know, I hope she hears it. I don't know that she will. I doubt it. But, you know, maybe at some point in time, the message will come across. So, travel stuff. Had a couple of interesting travel articles I saw this morning. I wanted to share a couple of them with you here real quick. So, coming up in 2025, unforgettable natural phenomena trips to put on your radar for this year. All right. So, go see cool things like this. This is like bioluminescent plankton, right? We'll talk about that in a minute. So, at its best, travel provides moments that remain etched in your memory for a lifetime. That's why it's so great. That's why travel is so much better than buying things, right? Because these things remained etched into your memory for a lifetime. This could include occasions when you've experienced pure, unfettered peace or joy while traveling, or perhaps moments filled with the thrill of a high octane adventure. I've had both. They're great. So, hold on. Oh, wow. Didn't expect that. All right. Well, we'll have to get back to that here in a minute. We'll get to that in just a second. So, natural phenomena explorations offer another avenue to create unforgettable trees. And thanks to the wild and wonderful beauty of this planet we call home, there is no shortage of such opportunities. What's more, according to travel industry insiders, 2025 is poised to be a booming year for natural phenomena trips. It's a development that's being driven by a variety of factors, not the least of which is the success of travel surrounding 2024's total solar eclipse path of totality. But that's not the only reason why Globetrotters are especially focused on such special experiences this year. There's a growing trend for unique and memorable experiences and a desire to be surrounded by nature, said Kendra Guild, Vice President of North America for travel company Solos Holidays, tells Travel Pulse. Quote, post-COVID in particular, people have realized that life is short and is about making memories, end quote. Absolutely. We only have so much time. Take the trip. Take the trip. Even if you don't book it with me, take the trip. Natural phenomena trips may also be uniquely soul nourishing for travelers. Ben Bressler, co-founder of and CEO of Natural Habitat Adventure, says, quote, natural phenomena embody the grandeur and mystery of nature, something apart from the ordinary routines of our daily lives, says Bressler. Our naturalist expedition leaders tell us that our guests are enthralled by wondrous experiences. They find the feeling of awe, which often accompanies witnessing natural phenomena, to be uplifting, connecting them to something greater than themselves, end quote, adds Bressler. Some of the most well-known natural phenomena experiences, including witnessing the Great Migration, the Great Migration in Africa, taking in the northern lights, or viewing bioluminescent ocean waters, but those are merely a few of the remarkable experiences available to travelers. With this year's growing penchant for natural phenomena, or sorry, let me rephrase. With this year's growing penchant for natural phenomena travel in mind, Travel Pulse spoke with a variety of global tour operators about the not to miss trips and opportunities and offer for 2025. On offer, not an offer, on offer for 2025. Here's a closer look. There's the monarch migration, Mexico's Central Highlands is where that takes place, with myriad threats to their existence, including climate change and habitat loss. Monarch butterflies have an especially uncertain future. That's just one of the reasons why you might want to put Natural Habitat Adventures Kingdom of the Monarch itinerary on your to-do list this year. Witnessing the annual migration of these delicate creatures to Mexico's forested Central Highlands is also simply astounding. Each fall, millions of monarchs make an extraordinary 3,000-mile flight from the northeastern United States and southeastern Canada to their ancestral breeding grounds in Mexico. Here they spend the winter and mate before eventually taking flight on their return journey northward in March. Observing this enormous gathering in person is a one-of-a-kind travel experience, says Nat Hab, expedition leader and chief sustainability officer, Court Whelan. Says Nat Hab. Oh, natural habitats. Ah, I see what you're talking about. Nat Hab, natural habitats expedition leader, chief sustainability officer. The guy's name is Court Whelan. Very good. All right. When we think of wildlife migrations, charismatic megafauna may spring to mind first, like Africa's annual circuit of 2 million wildebeest and zebras traversing the Serengeti, or the 5,000-mile journey of gray whales make from Alaska to Baja each winter to breed and birth their young. Whelan tells Travel Pulse, yet the monarch migration, while it involves far smaller creatures that weigh a mere half a gram, is no less wondrous. End quote. Monarch arrive in Mexico's Central Highlands like clockwork between the end of October and the 1st of November. How can it be between the end of October and the 1st of November? Like, the end of October would be the 31st. The 1st of November would be the 1st. They like show up overnight. I think there's probably like a window there of a few days, but still the way that was written is a little weird. Just saying. Right around Dia de los Muertos, or the Day of the Dead, prompting locals who have witnessed the migration over centuries to suggest the butterfly are returning spirits of their departed ancestors. I like that. I think that's kind of cool. During this annual event, several 100 million monarchs cluster on groves of oyamel trees, a species of fir, in a compact area that's only about 12 square miles. That's pretty crazy. Watching the butterflies standing in their midst is a truly awe-inducing experience, says Whelan. When the temperatures are cool and clouds cover the sun, the butterflies cluster to stay warm, blanketing the trees like thick rust-colored leaves, he adds. Only when they quiver do you realize they are living creatures. Then, when the sun comes out and the air warms, they take to the air, sometimes fluttering overhead in a veritable cloud of orange, their translucent wings backlit by the sun. That sounds really freaking cool, I got to be honest. Even more incredible, there are typically so many monarchs gathered in the region's protected sanctuaries that visitors can hear the butterflies' wings humming. It's a remarkable phenomenon that still mystifies scientists, as it's not yet fully understood how the butterflies manage to even find the Mexican Central Highlands location, as they are flying here for the first time. The migrating butterflies are born in the U.S. and Canada and have never been there before, Whelan points out. That element alone of this natural phenomenon is amazing. Yeah, they've never been there. Like, we're just going to pack up and fly south to a place we've never been, but we're going to get to the right spot every time. That's pretty crazy. Koyo season in Japan. I have no idea if I said that right. It could be koyo. Koyo. I don't know. It's a Japanese word, and I am unfamiliar. But Japanese, I'm going with koyo. Okay, just for the record. So, put it in the comments if I'm wrong. I'm always happy to know if I screwed something up in the comments. Okay, Japan's Koyo season is an annual autumn event that has quickly become its second most popular natural attraction behind the country's legendary spring cherry blossoms. During Koyo, tree leaves turn intensely bright colors, with the Japanese maple becoming a brilliant shade of red. We love Japanese maples here in Missouri. And the ginkgo tree transforming into a vibrant yellow. This special show starts off in September and peaks in November, when Kyoto and Tokyo are the most vibrant. For the Japanese, Koyo is not just a visual phenomenon, but also an opportunity for quiet contemplation and reflection. And this is something we encourage our guests to embrace also, says Kendra Guild, Vice President of North America with the travel company Solos, which just expanded into the United States. Because of rising demand for this particular natural phenomena, experience, the first November 2025 Koyo itinerary that Solos released quickly sold out, but the company recently announced a second November trip. Travelers who take part in the multi-stop journey will be able to witness how the Koyo season impacts landscapes across Japan, from Tokyo to more rural settings such as the bamboo forest oh my god, in Arashiyama. 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 I'm going with that. I like that way. That sounds best. Arashiyama. All right. I'm gonna have to wrap this up. I gotta get through this because I got the business roundtable will be coming up. Will be coming up in like 25 minutes. All right, the synchronous fireflies in Southeast Asia. For those of us who grew up in certain parts of the country or the world, fireflies are practically synonymous with summer. And witnessing their sparkle on a warm summer evening can be a magical. It's the kind of moment that G Adventures is hoping to tap into with two of its newest itinerary offerings for 2025: Philippines solo-ish journey and a Bali solo-ish journey or trip. Um, though not labeled natural phenomena trips, both itineraries include a surprise opportunity to take in fireflies. As G Adventures Vice President of Product, Yves Marceau explained, there's a number of places in the world where you can take in the firefly phenomena, and G Adventures will be taking travelers to two of them this year. People want to have an experience that's a little less than just the regular kind of get on a bus and travel and see places and listen to guides talking, Marceau said. Said about this growing demand for travel and phenomena experiences. They want to experience the world natural phenomena offers. They want to experience the world. Natural phenomena offers the chance to experience things that maybe you have read about as a child or heard about as a child and now can experience as a grown adult. Bioluminescent plankton in Costa Rica. Costa Rica is right down there next to El Salvador, where I'm going to be looking for set up a group trip for Bitcoiners. That's a different conversation altogether, though. Witnessing bioluminescent plankton is another spectacular natural phenomenon, and one that's less experienced by travelers, say experts. This particular opportunity involves observing ocean waters that appear to be glowing thanks to the presence of microorganisms. Bioluminescence is best seen on dark nights, especially around a new moon, said Jeremy Clubb, founder of Rainforest Cruises. They offer an 8-day cruise featuring these experiences. Some bays and lagoons may have more active bioluminescent plankton during certain months due to local weather patterns. But on the eastern shores of Costa Rica's Osa Peninsula, the coast of Puerto Jimenez, and the Preciosa Platanares, Wildlife Refuge in Golfo Dulce Bay are among the few places in the world where people can observe bioluminescence all year long. Well, that's cool. Don't even have to wait for the special season. Rainforest Cruises offers sailings designed to take in Costa Rica's bioluminescent aboard Kontiki Waira, a neo-luxury vessel with the capacity of just 18 people for more exclusive experiences. The company just launched its inaugural Costa Rica sailing this January. The best time of year to see the bioluminescent waters is from April through November. It's time to book your bioluminescent cruise right now. This is the time. There is also bird migration and nesting season in Tanzania. While bird watching on vacation, otherwise known as avitourism, is not exactly a new experience. It has become increasingly popular around the world, and Tanzania, as it turns out, is home to some 1,000 bird species. Translation: it's a bird watcher's dream destination. But more to the point of this story, while Tanzania is special at any time of year, nesting season, December through March, is a particularly memorable time to visit and take in a natural phenomena. Ooh, excuse me. December to March falls under the country's green season. David Guthrie, founder of Tanzania's safari company, A Tent with a View, explains. This is an often overlooked time to visit for classic safari goers, but an incredibly special time for birding. This is nesting season, when many species are in full breeding plumage and are displaying and nesting. Not to mention, it's also a peak time for migratory birds coming to the country and ideal conditions for bee eaters, rollers, and flycatchers who are drawn in by the increased number of insects. A Tent with a View is offering an itinerary named the Ultimate Birding Safari, which takes travelers to carefully chosen parks where they will be able to take in many rarely sighted species. The 9-day trip includes visits to 3 of the top birding destinations on the planet, including the world's largest tropical lake and East Africa's only coastal wildlife park. There you go. Take in natural phenomena this year. There are all kinds of great ideas for ways to travel. All right. I had one more thing that I wanted to talk about. It was the unwritten rules of dining on cruise ships. But I've already gone longer than I normally would, especially when I have the business roundtable coming up at noon. So I think I will hold this one off for tomorrow, and we will discuss the unwritten rules of dining on cruise ships. That will be our topic for tomorrow. So, like I said, I hope we can all start to work to find a better level of understanding of our, friends and neighbors. Even if we're not the closest of friends, I hope we can find that. And I would love to help people find that. And I would love to help people come together over, common things that we all like and enjoy. Like maybe it's natural phenomena, right? But like we can all come together and enjoy the world that we live in together. That's what I would like. We'll see. But of course, we're going to go over these unwritten rules of dining on cruise ships, and some of these rules, because I've already reviewed a few of them. Some of these rules, yeah, you're going to be like, I don't know that we can share the world with these people because they're doing it just so wrong. Okay, it's a joke. It's a joke. Cruise ship buffets, man. What are you going to do? Anyway, you guys have a great day. Oh, big problems. I don't know how I'm going to do the show tomorrow. I may live stream something. If I do, it'll only be on Facebook because I will not be here in my studio tomorrow. I have to go and take a 3.5 hour drive down south to my in-laws. I have to pick up my car. I have to be there for when the tow truck shows up, and then we're going to have it towed to the dealership so I can figure out what's wrong with it. We've been driving the in-laws car now for about a month. We need to get it back to them. but I got to get my car figured out and repaired first, if that's at all possible. Let's hope it's possible. I really don't want to think about having to figure out how to buy a new car. I really don't want to have to figure that out. But I will if I have to. So let's hope I get good news once we get it to the dealership. Like I said, I may do some live streaming while I'm driving and just kind of set my phone up and set the camera up and just do some live streaming, but it won't really be this show. So this show will not be here tomorrow, but we'll be back Friday. We'll be back Friday. We'll do the show as usual, and I'm going to I didn't get around to doing the happy hour last Friday. I didn't get invitations out or let anybody know or anything like that, so I wasn't able to actually do it. I'm going to work on getting that done this week, so we have invitations, so people who want to, we can have people join me for a conversation, talk about shit. Maybe we can build some of those bridges. It could be good. It could be a good thing. It could be cool. All right, folks. Yeah, we will talk about the unwritten rules of dining on cruise ships. We will talk about that on Friday. And other than that, hey, let me know if you want to be part of the business roundtable. We're going to do it on Wednesdays at noon. That's the plan. That's what we're going to do. Look forward to talking to all of you guys. Start sending me messages. Tell me things you want to talk about. Give me questions. Love to work with you. All right. We will be back in less than 23 and a half hours. No, it'll be more like 48 minus an hour, 47 hours and 15 minutes or some shit like that. I don't know. It's something like that. My clock math is bad. But we will be back on Friday. I look forward to seeing and having and talking to everybody about these unwritten rules of dining ships. That should be fun. And yeah, y'all be good out there, and I hope you have a great day. See you on Friday.